The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a soft golden light over the lush green canopy. The air was thick with the sounds of the jungle, chirping birds, rustling leaves, and the distant calls of monkeys. It was a lively yet peaceful place, filled with vibrant plants bursting with life. Towering trees reached for the sky, their vines hanging like nature's own decorations. The sweet scent of blooming flowers wafted through the air, inviting anyone who took in this magical environment to pause and appreciate its beauty. As she stepped deeper into the jungle, the pregnant woman felt a wonderful thrill ripple through her. If you enjoy this video, please like the video and subscribe for more, and tell me where you are watching from today. I always find it awesome to see where all my viewers are watching from. Let's get back to the video. The world outside often felt rushed and chaotic, but here among the trees everything slowed down. Each step seemed to echo softly as she walked along a narrow footpath that twisted through gigantic ferns and moss-covered rocks. She had always dreamed of visiting this tropical paradise, home to enchanting orangutans that swung effortlessly from branch to branch. There was something special about this kind of wilderness. She felt a childlike wonder as she explored it, an excitement reminiscent of fairy tales where animals held remarkable stories in their hearts. Her heart danced as she imagined meeting one of these rare creatures up close. The tales of orangutans living in harmony with their surroundings invigorated her spirit. Vibrant flashes of orange caught her eye occasionally as she made her way through the vegetation. It wasn't long before she spotted an orangutan swinging playfully high above her on a sturdy branch. Its long arms stretched out gracefully, suggesting an ease and elegance befitting such a majestic creature. The bright orange fur glowed in the sunlight, almost illuminating it like a beacon against the shadows cast by towering trees. The woman paused to take it all in. The majesty of the orangutan, with its hopeful eyes and curious nature, tugged at her heartstrings. She held her breath in wonderment, feeling connected not just to this single magnificent animal, but also to all creatures that called this jungle home. The deeper she went into the wilderness, the more vivid life became around her. She smiled at each new sound, the rustle of leaves signalling an unseen critter scurrying by, or the rhythmic drone of tropical insects buzzing around nearby flowers. This forest felt alive. It whispered secrets only nature could share. In this moment, anything seemed possible, as she embraced not only the adventure that lay ahead, but also the anticipation coursing through her for life about to blossom within herself. A new chapter waiting patiently to begin amidst nature's renowned beauty. With each step deeper into the jungle, the pregnant woman felt her excitement grow. Her name was Lily, and this trip was a dream come true. Ever since she was a little girl, she had a passion for animals and nature. She adored reading books about wildlife, especially ones that featured orangutans. Their intelligent eyes and playful antics fascinated her. Now, with a baby on the way, she couldn't wait to share her love of nature with her child. Lily had planned this adventure for months. She wanted to experience the beauty of the jungle and see orangutans in their natural habitat. Imagining herself surrounded by ancient trees and vibrant flowers filled her heart with joy. She thought about how incredible it would be to tell her child stories of their adventures in the wild one day. As she walked further along the path, Lily took in every detail around her. The way the sunlight danced through the leaves made everything feel magical. She could hear distant laughter, which she knew belonged to other visitors, but mostly there was a comforting silence that wrapped around her like a warm blanket. This was a place where she felt at peace. Her dreams were focused not only on seeing the orangutans, but also on teaching her child about the importance of protecting wildlife. She often imagined how she could inspire her little one to care for nature just as much as she did. The thought sparked an even greater sense of excitement. It felt like they were sharing this journey together. Suddenly, a rustling sound caught her attention, breaking through her daydreams. It was followed by the unmistakable call of an orangutan in the distance, deep and echoing through the trees. Her heart raced at the thought of seeing one up close. Would it be playful, curious? She couldn't help but smile at the possibilities. Lily paused for a moment to collect herself. She placed a gentle hand on her belly, feeling a flutter from within, a reassuring reminder that life was blossoming inside her. She whispered softly to her unborn child about the wonders of nature, hopeful that this journey would be just the beginning of many adventures they would share together. Feeling renewed energy coursing through her veins, Lily continued along the trail with purpose and anticipation. Each rustle in the leaves felt like nature's invitation, beckoning her forward into a world filled with surprises and magic waiting just around the corner, especially if it meant meeting an orangutan. As Lily continued along the winding path, her heart raced with anticipation. She could feel the jungle alive around her, and every step seemed to bring her closer to a magical encounter. Then, without warning, she spotted a flash of orange among the dense green foliage. Her breath caught in her throat as she turned to see an orangutan swinging gracefully from branch to branch. There it was, an astonishing sight that captivated her entirely. The orangutan moved with such ease and agility, its long limbs flowing like ribbons in the air. Sunlight illuminated its vibrant fur, creating a breathtaking contrast against the deep greens of the jungle. Lily watched in awe as it paused momentarily on a sturdy branch, its large, expressive eyes peering down at her with curiosity. The world around her disappeared. The distant laughter of other visitors faded away. In this moment, it was just her and this remarkable creature, sharing a breathtaking connection that words could hardly describe. She felt a rush of warmth flood through her heart as she realized that this was not merely an animal, but a being capable of wonder and emotion. Lily couldn't help but giggle softly as the orangutan playfully swung upside down, revealing its enormous grip on the branch with one hand while scratching its head with the other. It appeared carefree and playful, inviting her into its world. She imagined how fun it would be to share such moments with her child one day, to tell them stories about this mysterious creature and its home high above in the treetops. With each movement, the orangutan seemed to revel in its surroundings, blissfully unaware of how much joy it brought to Lily. She pulled out her phone and clicked a picture, hoping to capture this enchanting scene forever. What a priceless memory! Suddenly, the orangutan stopped swinging and tilted its head as if sensing her gaze. Their eyes met, and in that instant, Lily felt as though they were communicating without words. There was an understanding between them, a mutual curiosity about each other's lives. She whispered gently to it, "Hello there," though she knew it likely wouldn't understand. In response, the orangutan reached out one arm toward her slowly, as if inviting her into its playful world. Her heart soared with excitement at this invitation from an animal she'd admired for so long. Yet at that moment, time seemed to stand still. Everything around them blurred into insignificance. Lily could hardly breathe as magic filled the air, a moment she would cherish for a lifetime, awaiting what would happen next as they shared this beautiful space under the sunlit canopy of their jungle home. As Lily stood mesmerized by the orangutan, she couldn't help but notice its incredible behavior. The creature seemed fully aware of her presence, watching her with keen, intelligent eyes that sparkled with curiosity. It paused mid-swing, hanging effortlessly from a branch, and tilted its head like it was trying to understand who she was and what she was doing in its home. The orangutan's expressions were captivating. Its face transformed with every little movement, first a look of innocence as it scratched its head, then a playful grin as it swung upside down. It seemed to revel in the joy of being alive, perfectly embodying the spirit of the jungle around them. Lily felt her heart warm at the sight. This was not just any animal. This was a remarkable being with personality and emotion. After a few moments, the orangutan jumped to a nearby tree, demonstrating agility that left Lily in awe. It effortlessly leaped from one sturdy branch to another, testing the strength of each limb like a gymnast on an uneven bar. Suddenly it began to playfully toss leaves in the air, as if celebrating its freedom and joy with nature. Each fluttering leaf brought laughter bubbling from Lily's lips, a sound that seemed to echo through the trees. As she observed, it became clear just how intelligent this orangutan was. It seemed to mimic her movements ever so slightly. When she raised her hand in greeting, it raised its arm in response. When she laughed, it let out a playful hoot that made her giggle even more. This back and forth created an unspoken bond between them, as though they understood each other in a way that transcended language. Lily was intrigued by how this animal explored its surroundings with such purpose. It carefully examined a fallen twig, picking it up and letting it roll between its fingers while observing Lily with those expressive eyes. Was it assessing her, trying to figure out if she was friend or foe? The thought made her smile. There was something almost human-like in its actions that warmed her heart even further. Then, as if sensing the serenity of their shared moment, the orangutan settled on a branch and began grooming itself. This behaviour reminded Lily of how families take care of one another, an act of affection and bonding that echoed across species. She felt grateful for this opportunity to witness such intimate behaviour from the orangutan, connecting her deeper to the wild world that surrounded her. Just then, the orangutan caught her gaze again, and paused as if contemplating something important. With deliberate slowness, it reached out one arm toward her from across the branches, a gesture that filled her with anticipation and wonder about what might happen next. A surge of excitement filled Lily as she watched the orangutan reach out its arm, inviting her closer. A mixture of wonder and nervousness washed over her. This was a moment she had longed for, yet the thought of approaching such a magnificent creature made her heart race. Taking a deep breath, she cautiously stepped forward, careful to remain calm and respectful. As she moved closer, she marvelled at the details of its vibrant fur glistening in the sunlight. Every step brought her more into its world, and with each inch she could see the orangutan's curious eyes fixed on her. It felt as if they were sharing a special secret, a connection that transcended words. Yet, a part of her was also aware of the wildness that lay behind those bright eyes. The jungle was its home, and it was crucial to approach with respect. Lily stopped a few feet away, allowing herself to soak in the sight before her. The orangutan sat comfortably on the branch, its long arms draped casually as it studied her intently. There was something magical about this moment, a blend of innocence and intelligence that radiated from the creature. She felt like a friend entering into their sacred space. "Hi, there," she whispered softly, hoping her gentle tone would convey her friendly intentions. She slowly reached out one hand, mirroring the motion of the orangutan's earlier gesture. To her delight, it tilted its head and seemed to follow her movements with fascination. Her heart fluttered at how effortlessly they communicated. There was an understanding between them that felt almost profound. As she inched closer still, Lily could sense her own heartbeat quicken. The unpredictability of wildlife danced at the edges of her mind, reminding her to stay cautious. What if the orangutan decided to retreat, or what if it felt threatened? Yet the overwhelming desire to connect kept pulling her toward this incredible being. She continued to move slowly, ensuring every action was gentle and non-threatening. Suddenly, an unexpected rustle from behind in the underbrush startled her for a second. She turned instinctively but quickly focused back on the orangutan. Its attention remained solely on her, curious and unafraid. With renewed determination, Lily took another small step forward, feeling a brave rush fill her spirit. The distance between them shortened just enough for her to feel a tangible bond forming. She could see the orangutan's chest rise and fall gently as it breathed, its presence calming yet invigorating at the same time. It felt as if they both understood that this moment was important. It was a meeting of two worlds, humanity and nature, as she prepared to share something beautiful with this remarkable creature. As Lily took another careful step forward, she felt a magical energy enveloping the air around them. The orangutan's gaze remained fixated on her, and for a moment, time seemed to pause. Then, in a surprising and tender motion, the orangutan reached out its arm toward her belly, its long fingers stretching out as if it sensed the life growing within her. Lily's heart skipped a beat at this unexpected gesture. It was both startling and beautiful, creating a profound connection between them that she had only dreamed of experiencing. The world around them faded as she found herself utterly captivated by this moment. She could hardly believe that this wild creature would reach out to her in such an intimate way. In that instant, she felt a wave of warmth flood through her body, mingling with the flutter of excitement in her belly. The orangutan's gesture seemed to communicate understanding and empathy, bridging the gap between their two worlds. It was as if the creature recognized the bond she shared with her unborn child and wanted to connect with both of them. Lily instinctively placed her hand over her belly, feeling the softness of her skin beneath her palm. She marveled at how this living being could so easily sense something special about their shared experience. "It's okay," she whispered gently, her voice barely above a hush. She hoped to convey the love she felt not only for the creature before her, but also for the tiny life nestled within her. The orangutan paused for a moment, seeming to absorb her words. Its eyes twinkled with curiosity and intelligence, conveying emotions that felt almost human. As it continued to reach toward her, its fingers stretched delicately, but it maintained an air of caution, as if gauging how Lily would respond. With each passing second, the bond between them deepened. Lily's nervousness transformed into joy as she realized how significant this moment was, not just for her, but for anyone fortunate enough to witness it. She sensed that others watching from a distance were just as enchanted by this unexpected interaction. It felt like a rare gift shared among them all, a beautiful reminder of nature's wonders. Finally, the orangutan withdrew its hand slightly but kept its gaze locked onto hers. There was a mutual feeling of respect, the wild animal honouring the lives intertwined in front of it. In return, Lily promised silently to cherish this moment forever and keep it close to her heart. She leaned forward slightly, hoping to bridge that final gap between them. The future held countless possibilities for both her and the baby inside her, and in this wondrous encounter with the orangutan, Lily felt more connected to the cycle of life than ever before. It was a memory etched in time, a precious moment of unity between mother, child and nature that would stay with her forever. As Lily and the orangutan shared this extraordinary connection, the air around them thickened with a sense of wonder. The nearby visitors, who had been exploring quietly, suddenly froze in place like statues. Their eyes widened and their mouths fell slightly open in disbelief as they witnessed the beautiful moment unfolding before them. A young couple, hand in hand, stood just a few feet away. They exchanged astonished glances, unable to process what they were witnessing. The man raised his camera with trembling hands, eager to capture the scene yet hesitant to disturb the tender interaction. His girlfriend gently nudged his arm, her eyes shining with tears of joy as she whispered, "Look at that! It's amazing!" Families with children watched in awe, their previous chatter and laughter replaced by hushed whispers filled with admiration. One little boy clutched his mother's leg tightly, his eyes wide as he pointed toward Lily and the orangutan. "Mum, look! It knows her!" he exclaimed. His innocent excitement mirrored in the expressions of the adults around him. Some visitors had crouched down behind bushes for a better view, captivated by the raw beauty of nature. They held their breath, feeling as if they had stumbled upon a moment that belonged solely to Lily and the orangutan, a magical secret shared between them and the wild. The atmosphere crackled with emotion as everyone absorbed the tenderness of the scene. Lily sensed the presence of these onlookers, but at that moment it felt as though she and the orangutan were in their own world, only occasionally acknowledging the gasps and whispers from those surrounding them. However, having shared such a profound connection, a feeling of unison blossomed among all witnesses. An appreciation for wildlife and the powerful bond between mother and child resonated deeply throughout the group. As Lily leaned forward slightly to reciprocate the orangutan's gesture, other visitors felt their hearts stir with compassion and awe. They marvelled at how something so wild could share such tender emotions with a human being. In that instant, it became clear that everyone present was experiencing a powerful reminder of a life's interconnectedness, a fleeting moment of unity between humans and nature. The orangutan continued to gaze intently at Lily, while others watched in rapt attention, absorbed in the beauty of this unexpected encounter. The crowd remained captivated by the sight, a reminder not just of the wild creatures in the jungle, but of love and curiosity that transcended species. Their hearts swelled with joy, unified by the extraordinary experience unfolding before their eyes. As time seemed to stretch on, Lily found herself reflecting on how deeply fulfilling this moment was, not only for her but for everyone there. It was a rare gift from nature, one that would be held close in the hearts of those lucky enough to witness this unforgettable connection. As the precious moment unfolded between Lily and the orangutan, it became clear that this encounter was more than just an interaction between a human and an animal. It was a profound illustration of the bond that exists across species. The gentle, almost tender gesture of the orangutan reaching out toward her belly symbolized a deep understanding, one that transcended any spoken language. It was an expression of empathy, as if the creature sensed not only Lily's presence but also the new life she carried within her. Lily reflected on how moments like this highlight the intrinsic connection humans have with animals. Each being possesses its own consciousness and emotions, yet they share the world with us in ways that often go unrecognized. The instinctual understanding displayed by the orangutan reminded her of the beauty found in those connections. It showcased how animals too have the capacity for love, curiosity and compassion, a reminder that we're all part of a larger tapestry of life. The crowd witnessing this exchange felt a profound sense of empathy as well. Parents looked at their children, recognizing that teaching them to appreciate such moments would cultivate kindness towards all living creatures. The sight of the orangutan's delicate movements and its intelligent gaze sparked conversations among visitors about the importance of conservation and respect for wildlife. They began to realize that humanity's actions significantly impact these animals' lives and habitats. Lily's heart swelled with gratitude as she observed others around her, responding to this touching moment. It seemed to foster a deep sense of awareness about the responsibilities humans have toward the natural world. Many stood in silence, feeling inspired to protect not just orangutans, but all creatures that walk, crawl, or soar across our planet. This shared experience sparked a collective awakening to the importance of empathy and understanding in nurturing relationships with animals. As the orangutan settled back slightly, still watching Lily with those wise eyes, she felt her spirit lift. It was as if both species were learning from each other, Lily recognizing the wild beauty and complexity of life, while the orangutan honored her impending motherhood. There was something sacred about their meeting. It felt like nature had conspired to remind them both of their interconnectedness. In those moments, Lily absorbed the essence of what it meant to coexist in harmony with nature. She realized that each interaction with animals could inspire deeper connections within ourselves and ultimately guide how we treat our environment. This powerful lesson would resonate far beyond the jungle. It would shape her approach to parenting and her commitment to advocating for wildlife protection as she welcomed her child into a world filled with wonder. As she prepared to take this life lesson home, Lily realized this encounter wasn't just about a moment shared between her and the orangutan. It was a celebration of life itself, a reminder that empathy knows no bounds and that every being has a story worth telling. As the orangutan reached out toward Lily's belly, a rush of emotions washed over her. In that moment, she felt a profound sense of significance. It was more than just a meeting between two beings. It represented a beautiful merging of lives, her own as a mother and the life she carried inside her. She cradled her belly gently with one hand, feeling the warmth radiate from within. Lily's heart swelled with joy, realizing that this encounter encapsulated everything she had been dreaming of during her time in the jungle. The orangutan, in its simple yet eloquent gesture, had connected with both her and her unborn child in ways that words could never express. It was like a silent promise that transcended species, a recognition that life is precious and shared among all beings. Tears of happiness filled Lily's eyes as she considered how special this experience was. Here she was, surrounded by the vibrant energy of the jungle, witnessing a moment that would stay etched in her memory forever. The understanding that the orangutan sensed life growing within her made her feel embraced by nature itself. In this wild place, she felt a wonderful sense of unity and support, an assurance that both she and her child were part of something much larger than themselves. Looking into the wise eyes of the orangutan, she felt as if it understood her journey into motherhood, the joys and challenges that lay ahead. As an expectant mother, there were moments of uncertainty and vulnerability, yet this connection gave her strength. She drew comfort from the thought that even creatures in the wild hold space for love and compassion. In those precious seconds, surrounded by astonished onlookers, Lily realized their shared wonderment was reflective of her own feelings. The crowd stood captivated, embodying the same mix of joy and reverence she felt, but now magnified through their reactions. It solidified for her how impactful these encounters are, not just for individuals, but for communities too. The raw emotion rippling through Lily made her reflect on what it meant to nurture life while sharing the world with other creatures. She hoped that soon she would be able to share stories of this extraordinary moment with her child. "You'll grow up in a world where nature speaks to us," she thought, smiling at the prospect of inspiring love and respect for all living beings in her little one. As she leaned slightly closer to the orangutan, feeling safe within its gaze, Lily understood that their connection was a gift. In this serene jungle filled with wonder, she found not only solace for herself but guidance for her journey ahead as a mother, a reminder that all lives are intertwined in meaningful ways. The bond formed through empathy and understanding would become a cornerstone for how she chose to raise her child in harmony with nature. As the moment of connection hung in the air, the orangutan slowly began to withdraw its arm, leaving Lily with a lingering warmth that echoed in her heart. The creature took a moment to gaze at her one last time, its intelligent eyes reflecting understanding and compassion before it turned away gracefully. With a gentle yet deliberate movement, it swung itself back onto a sturdy branch, climbing higher into the trees that formed its lush kingdom. The crowd around Lily seemed to exhale collectively, as if they had been holding their breath throughout this touching encounter. Parents hugged their children close, while other visitors exchanged amazed glances, still processing the beauty they had just witnessed. It felt as though time had briefly paused in the jungle to allow this extraordinary moment to unfold. Now, it was slipping back into its usual rhythm. Lily stood there for a moment longer, transfixed by the sight of the orangutan moving effortlessly among the branches. Each swing and leap showcased its natural grace and strength, a reminder of how majestic wildlife could truly be. She felt a bittersweet pang in her chest as she watched the creature disappear deeper into the canopy, knowing that this connection would become one of her most cherished memories. As the orangutan retreated, laughter and chatter resumed among the onlookers. They began to discuss what they had just seen with excitement, sharing their interpretations of the magical scene. Some remarked on how unique it was for an animal to reach out like that, while others emphasized the importance of protecting these beautiful creatures and their habitats. Lily felt uplifted by their conversations. It was heartening to know that so many people were moved by this encounter. She joined in on their discussions, eager to share her thoughts about empathy and respect for all living beings. This experience had ignited something within her, a desire not only to protect wildlife, but also to inspire others to find joy in nature's wonders. Feeling grateful for this life-changing moment, Lily placed both hands over her belly again, cherishing the life growing within her. She could already imagine sharing stories of this adventure with her child one day, how they were both embraced by nature during a magical connection with an orangutan. As she turned back towards the trail that led them out of the jungle, she stole one last glance at where the orangutan had disappeared among the leaves. In that quiet farewell, she felt an unspoken promise linger between them, a commitment to honour this bond and carry forward its lessons about love and understanding into her journey as a mother. With each step she took away from that sacred space, Lily felt invigorated and hopeful. This unforgettable encounter would serve as a guiding light for her family's future interactions with nature, a reminder that every being has a role in this world and deserves care and respect. The memory of that day would forever echo in her heart as they ventured back into life outside of the jungle, a beautiful reminder of unity between all creatures great and small. As Lily made her way back along the jungle path, the sunlight filtering through the leaves above felt different now, brighter and more alive. The encounter with the orangutan had shifted something deep within her, casting a new light on her thoughts about motherhood. She reflected on how this brief moment had changed her perspective, revealing the profound connections that exist not just between mother and child, but across all living beings. The gentle touch of the orangutan reaching toward her belly seemed to echo in her heart, a reminder that nurturing life is a sacred journey shared by many. It was as if nature itself had gifted her a glimpse into the essence of motherhood, that it encompassed love, empathy, and an understanding that transcends species. This realization brought tears to her eyes, filled with gratitude for the experience that felt almost mystical. Lily pondered how she would approach parenting in light of this newfound awareness. The lessons learned from the orangutan's simple yet meaningful gesture would guide her as she nurtured her child. She began to imagine sharing stories of their adventures in nature, from spotting vibrant butterflies to listening to the sweet calls of birds in the morning light. She envisioned teaching her child about respect for all creatures, big and small, emphasizing that every living being has its own unique story. Striding forward with renewed purpose, Lily felt an overwhelming desire to protect not only wildlife, but also the environment in which they all thrived. The encounter served as a catalyst for change within her, She resolved to advocate for conservation efforts and educate others about the importance of preserving natural habitats for future generations. Each step she took carried a promise, a commitment to ensure that her child would grow up with an appreciation for nature and a strong sense of responsibility towards it. The beauty of the jungle enveloped Lily as she walked, filling her soul with hope and inspiration. The lush greenery became symbolic of growth, not just in terms of raising a child, but also in nurturing kindness and compassion throughout communities. She realized that motherhood was not merely about raising a child, it was about cultivating an environment where empathy flourished and respect for life prevailed. It was essential to foster connections, relationships built on love and understanding, both within families and among all living beings. With each passing moment, Lily felt invigorated by this mission. She knew she would carry forward the wisdom imparted by this beautiful interaction with the orangutan, weaving its lessons into the fabric of their lives together. As she left the jungle behind, she felt deeply connected not only to her child, but also to all creatures who share this precious planet, a reminder that they are all part of something greater than themselves, united by love and life itself. As Lily stepped back onto the path leading out of the jungle, she felt a sense of purpose wash over her. The encounter with the orangutan served not only as a touching moment in her life, but also as a poignant reminder of the responsibility humans hold in protecting wildlife and their habitats. The beauty of the jungles where these magnificent creatures thrive must be cherished and preserved for future generations. Lily began to reflect on the challenges faced by orangutans today. Habitat loss due to logging, palm oil plantations and human encroachment had threatened their existence, pushing them closer to the brink of extinction. She understood that each small action taken could contribute to a larger movement toward conservation. It was vital to raise awareness about these issues and advocate for changes that would safeguard these incredible animals and the rich ecosystems they inhabit. Thinking of her unborn child, she envisioned a future where they could explore vibrant rainforests together, witnessing the wonder of nature firsthand. She dreamed of sharing stories about the amazing lives of orangutans, how they care for their young, use tools, and share emotional connections similar to humans. These narratives would instill in her child a profound appreciation for wildlife, encouraging curiosity and compassion. As she walked, Lily made a silent promise to herself and her child. She would actively participate in conservation efforts, whether through volunteering or supporting organizations focused on protecting orangutans and their habitats. She envisioned engaging her community in these initiatives, creating opportunities for others to learn and appreciate the beauty of nature just as she had experienced that day. Moreover, she realized that this commitment encompassed more than just orangutans. It extended to all aspects of nature. She wanted her child to grow up recognizing that every action could ripple outward, affecting not only their lives but also the lives of countless other creatures. Teaching respect for the environment would help foster a generation that champions the health of our planet. Embracing this newfound mission, Lily felt invigorated. Each step on the path seemed lighter, buoyed by a sense of direction fueled by hope. The sunlight streaming through the trees illuminated her way, symbolizing the bright future she envisioned, one filled with joy, learning, and an unwavering dedication to protecting the delicate balance of life. As she emerged from the jungle's embrace, Lily knew this journey was just beginning, not only for her as a mother but also for their shared understanding of the world around them. Educating her child about the importance of conservation would be as vital as teaching them love and kindness. With each passing moment, she felt more resolute in her commitment to ensuring that future generations inherit a world where orangutans and all wildlife thrive safely in their natural habitats. A world worth dreaming about and exploring together.